chopper scene with Mookie. That was in the movie, right?
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of stuff. Not a lot of stuff. There was a lot of stuff that Flick was shooting. He cut out because Owen's got the point that he's making a documentary about Red Hook, so we have to show everything that he's shooting.
Derek Brown
Yes.
from Couch Sessions. I kind of think about August Wilson and his cycle of poems and how he uses Pittsburgh as a setting.
Right.
And then with New York, especially Brooklyn, and I think about the 3 films with
Six.
Brooklyn, 6 films. Yeah, 6.
She's Gonna Have It.
Yeah.
Do the Right Thing. Crooklyn. Clockers. He Got Game. Now Red Hook Summer.
Okay. Thank you. And got all of that. But I want to talk about the setting of summertime, because Crooklyn takes place in the summer, and then Summer Sam outside of that, and then Red Hook Summer.
And Do the Right Thing.
And Do the Right Thing. So, Lee, what's the importance, especially about setting in, why picking the summer? Because to me, summer is like that.
Things jump off in the summertime, especially in New York. You got all those people living on top of each other. There's a study that after a certain rate in New York City, I mean, everything, crime goes up. I mean, everything just goes bananas.
It's the riot weather there. Yeah.
Not just riot, just 2 people, husband and wife, siblings. It just certain temperature, people lose it. Yes.
There were a lot of interesting kind of point of view comments in the movie, and one of them came from one of the characters when he talked about the election of President Obama and how
Chaz's mother.
Yeah, and how that election, the black people prayed for that, and it happened, and nothing changed. Does that? Because I know you were really involved in that campaign originally.
That's not my opinion. That was that character's opinion. There are not a lot, but there are black people who feel that way. So, especially if you live in Red Hook projects.
Mm-hmm. So
things ain't changed Red Hook projects.
So then, how are you feeling about the campaign and the president right now?
It's gonna be close. I'm gonna support him. I am supporting him. I will support him.
Okay. Are you doing any documentary work on the campaign this year?
No. Nah.
Yes. For Wire 6 that deals with religion, I'm wondering if you could talk a little bit more about the storefront setting and what you were trying to say, if you were, about the importance of the black church in the community.
Well, that's not really a storefront church. I mean, that's a structure.
Okay.
A storefront church is like
a church in the community. No.
This is this specific church. This church struggle in Red Hook, Little Piece of Heaven, Baptist Church of Red Hook, and the good Bishop Enoch Rouse is trying to rally his flock, his congregation in this cruel and harsh world. He's finally getting a chance to meet his grandson. They never set eyes on each other before, and he's desperately trying to get him to accept God, to find Jesus in his life.
Was this in any way a reflection of any influence for you personally, either childhood or just general respect for the church?
I mean, I think we're very respectful of the church. Yes.
They're doing Panama Jackson from the website VerySmartBrothers.com and a Morehouse alumni. So
The house.
The house, yeah. So I want to thank you personally for all that you've done to help the house, remain at the top. But because of that Morehouse connection, I want to ask you kind of about legacy. Like I like what you said back there. Like you're not going to let people define. You're not worried about people's perception of your catalog, but you have cemented a legacy that many people, probably in filmmaking, would like to have created. And how does it feel knowing that you have etched your name into the, not just for black films either, just as filmmakers as a whole, like have etched your name in the upper echelon of filmmaking, making your mark on, black history effectively? That's kind of a heavy question, but.
Well, I'm not curtailing just the black history. I've really been too busy to think about the body work. We're continuing to build upon it. We're not messing around. I'm here. If you don't notice, Red Hook Summer was self-financed. It's being self-distributed. I'm out here trying to get the word out. Also just finished another film, Bad 25, which is about the making of Michael Jackson's Bad album. So August 31st will be the 25th anniversary of Bad. As all you know, Bad was the follow-up to Thriller, the greatest selling album of all time. I just finished directing Mike Tyson on Broadway in a play called, a one-man show called Mike Tyson Undisputed Truth. Mike was great. His first time on Broadway, my first time directing on Broadway. And in October, I began to shoot my new film, Old Boy, a remake of the Korean classic films, starring Josh Brolin. So we're about to work, and then in the spring, I go back to teaching NYU. So working, don't really. It's not about, for me, look in the past, and I did this and that and that and this and that and this. We're just moving forward, looking forward to continue to grow and build the body of work.
Can you talk a little bit more about Old Boy? A lot of people are really looking forward to it, and it was hugely successful in Japan. What kind of unique spin are you going to bring to it?
Really can't talk about it. That'd be giving it away.
You can't give us
that'd
any...
be defeating the purpose.
Okay. Well, can you talk...
What are you talking about?
I'm gonna get you to answer one of these questions.
You talking about Red Hook Summer?
Huh?
We talking about Bad 25.
Okay, let's talk about Bad 25.
What do you want to know?
How involved were the Jackson family in it?
It had nothing to do with.
So then, what kind of angle did you take on it?
The angle is Michael's genius and how he put together his work.
And do you have any comments on the current drama surrounding that family, or?
This is not about that. This is about his work. Because so often people focus on other stuff concerning Michael. This is about his work, his art, and how hard he worked to make. The great people, whether it be Michael Jordan, Usain Bolt, Frank Sinatra, go on. The great artists. I'm gonna put Michael Jordan, Ali. Those guys are artists. Willie Mays. They make it look so effortlessly. But that's hard to do, because you just seen the final product, but they bust their ass over many years working on their craft, working on the art. So this really shows all the hard work and dedication that Michael Jackson put into his work.
And speaking of great artists, are there plans to bring Tyson to other markets or DVD?
It's be a tour.
A national tour? Is
Yes.
it coming to DC?
Global tour.
With him?
Yes.
Wow.
It's going to happen.
And is he coming to DC soon?
National tour. This is the capital of the United States of America. He will be in DC. Yes.
Christina Downs, editor-in-chief of the Hilltop at Howard.
Howard. Who's going to win the game?
We are.
Beat who?
I barely
Who
won
we
last
playing?
year.
We're not.
What you say?
They barely won last year.
Barely.
Yeah,
And our band is off.
I'm not the
our band.
coach of the football team, but
What is your what year are you?
I'm a senior incoming
You mass comm major?
for journalism.
Good.
So my question is, I'm interested in this generational gap because Flick is, basically dragged to the church. And you
Kicking and screaming.
Right, kicking and screaming. You talk about institutions needing to re-energize youth. Where do you think that fell off and why?
I don't have the answer to that.
Okay.
You gotta ask the pastors and the preachers, and you gotta ask them.
So how should they re-energize?
You gotta ask them. I don't run a church. I'm not passing the plate out. I'm not in a 25,000 seat arena.
So why did you decide?
Where you come hear the word, you got to see my man on the jumbotron. We're not passing on a plate there. We're passing on garbage cans. Garbage cans. So Brother Man can have a new Bentley. and a helicopter and a G4, all for the Lord. Can't do it.
Do you think the fusion of politics and religion has something to do with it?
What?
Do you think the fusion of politics and religion
Politics
has
get the politics of give me your money and I'll put it in my pocket. That's the politics we're talking about.
All right, one more question, please.
That's that for me. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a fan of this prosperity. Not having it. And that's not I'm not saying I don't love Jesus, all that stuff, but this stuff is not new. Father Grace, Reverend Ike, we go down, I mean, this ain't new. This is just a new presentation of it. And you know, give me your money and God will bless you. And you have money like me.